Well, just when it looks like I've got nothing else to talk about after doing 2 videos yesterday, I wake up and it's all over the place. And I'm thinking, wait, is this speculation? Is this another one of these rumors? No, I went to a legit source, and the fight that we have all been talking about, fight that we've wanted to see for the last maybe what, year or so, is now officially going to happen. And I was going to do a video on the one individual, but it doesn't seem like I need to do it now because it's official. George St Pierre, Nick Diaz in October, scheduled to fight for the welterweight title. This will be the first Strikeforce versus a UFC guy, and I can't believe this is happening. Is this some kind of dream? Am I, still dozy from last night? Apparently I'm not, and it's all over the place. And I tell you what, I'm pumped. You can hear a little bit more excitement in my voice as usual. Um, of all the George St Pierre fights that have happened in the last 2 to 3 years, this is the most interesting fight and the most interest I've had in a St Pierre fight since his second fight with BJ Penn. And I know a lot of people have been on the critical of George for the last 2 years, saying he's changed his style a lot. He relies on safety first game plans, and I do agree with people like that. Actually, I would agree with the style change, but then again, I think if you're a competitor in that weight class, you have to be aware of what George is going to do, and if you're not doing things to make it the kind of fight you want, then you have yourself to blame. But that being said, Nick Diaz is going to be next, and I tell you what, I'm looking forward to this. Originally, I thought they were going to be opposing coaches last week when they were not going to announce who the coaches were before we found out it was Bisping and Miller, but now they're going to have their own fight. So I wonder what they're going to do in the lead into it. Are they going to do a UFC prime time, which they could do? That would probably be what, George's fourth prime time show, I think, at this point. He's had Penn, he's had Hardy, he's had Shear, so he would be number 4. I tell you what, of all the fights, this is probably going to be the one person that I feel will give him the closest fight he can have. Now, people will say, well, Nick Diaz has a weakness to wrestling, and I think while he could get taken down, he's very good off of his back. He's got a better guard than Dan Hardy significantly. I think he's just as dangerous, if not even more dangerous, than Jake Shields on his back. He's got very, very good jiu-jitsu skills, which sometimes we forget. But we also know that Nick Diaz has the ability to go out there and make it a war, and has the ability to go out and put pressure on George, which is something we haven't seen in a while. We've seen guys clip George and we've seen guys hurt George, but not really follow up on it. And is this going to be a fight that really tests George's mental game? Because a lot of people have called George a mental midget and a guy that can break. If you put pressure on him, he starts to, he starts to get, he starts to question himself. And Nick Diaz is a guy that's going to go out and he's going to talk shit during a fight. He's going to talk shit during the fight. He's going to talk shit during the weigh-ins. He's going to say things at you in the middle of the fight and then during the rounds. And is Nick's demeanor going to be the thing that puts chinks in George's armor? Who knows? We've got plenty of time to talk about that. We've got, what, a good couple of months to talk about that. So this is kind of like a short video. I just want to know what everybody else out there thinks. Who do you think is going to win this fight? Do you think St. Pierre is going to do a typical take you down and keep you down, safety first game plan win? Or is this going to be a fight that Nick Diaz really puts the pressure on George? I think it's going to be a very similar fight to the Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva fight, and I see Nick giving George a very, very close fight and making it a war. I wouldn't be surprised if Nick won, but I would be surprised if he lost, if you know what I mean. Anyways, that's me rambling on. I just want to know what everyone else out there thinks. I'm in a hurry. I've got to jet off to work now, so let me know what you think, and I will get back to you all later tonight.